Work and work, well, those cars never seem to stop. Come in, work and work, yay! Those fancy machines, come in, work and work. Car wash, whoa, 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 whoa. Sup, you guys? ASD Classified here, and I'm here to do a review of episode 5 of Power Rangers Beast Morphers, taking care of business. So, before I start talking about anything else, let's talk about the introduction of a new character. So, in this episode, we were introduced to General Burke. General Burke. So, General Burke is, as the title suggests, he's a general, and I guess everybody at Grid Battle Force answers to this man, right? So, I'm guessing he's a liaison between the federal government and Grid Battle Force. I don't know. I don't really know how that works, and I'm not going to explain it. But the point is, General Burke, big wig here, and everybody in Grid Battle Force answers to him. And the most important thing that we learned, General Burke is the father of Ben and Betty. Now, Ben and Betty are two characters that I have not talked about at all in any of my reviews of Beast Morphers, and that was done entirely on purpose. Like, I prefer to pretend that they don't exist. But yeah, I kind of have to talk about them in this episode. Okay, General Burke is the father, Ben and Betty, and it explains a lot. It explains a lot, like the Rangers themselves said. It explains why two professional bumblers like Ben and Betty are working at Grid Battle Force. Explains so much, okay, the nepotism. Alright, so let's get to the real meat and potatoes of this episode. So Mayor Daniels really wants his son to get a job. Like, really, he's not letting this go. So in this episode, Mayor Daniels got Devin a job at the car wash without even telling Devin. But Devin has to go through with it because he doesn't want to disappoint Daddy. So Devin has to work at the car wash, but hey, he's also a Power Ranger. How is he gonna juggle being a Power Ranger and also working at the busy car wash? Spoiler alert, he can't. He could not juggle being a Ranger and working at the car wash at the same time. Sad. Boy, I tell you, this generation is just lazy, man. Back in my day, my Rangers worked at least 10 extracurricular activities while also going to school and also fighting Rita and Zed's monsters every day of the week, boy. And they didn't even complain. What? I tell you, man, they don't make them like they used to. They don't make Rangers like they used to. So anyway, Devin got fired from his job because he had to keep leaving work, to save the city because he's a Power Ranger, the Red Ranger. So yeah, he can't tell anybody that though, so he got fired. It just looks like he's just, goofing off or whatever. So yeah, Daddy was incredibly disappointed in his son. Okay, so I get it. Grid Battle Force wants the Rangers to keep their identities a secret, right? And they can't tell anybody outside of Grid Battle Force. But why can't they make an exception for the mayor? He's the mayor. He's not some random civilian, right? He's the mayor. I feel like if there was an exception to be made here, it would be, hey, Mayor Daniels, your son is the Red Ranger who's leading the Power Rangers. I don't think it would be a big deal to tell Mayor Daniels, but hey, I don't run Grid Battle Force, so. So our villains, the villains actually managed to get some Morph X in this episode, a lot of Morph X, and they challenged the Rangers a lot in this episode. Like Devin's Zord was damaged pretty badly, but he managed to pull through, get that victory in for the Rangers, right? He damaged one of the Giga drones without blowing it up, right? So he knocked the Giga drone offline, and then Grid Battle Force took custody of it, and now Nate is going to have to analyze it and see if he can, find, learn more about the Evox virus, or maybe turn it into a weapon of sorts to fight Evox. There isn't much else to say about this episode except I enjoyed it. I really liked this episode. It gave me what I wanted. It gave me exactly what I wanted. We learned more about Grid Battle Force. Not that much, but we learned a little bit more. There's a general here that is overseeing everything. So we learned a little bit, right? And the Rangers were really challenged in this episode. Like, that Zord fight was great. Like, I love it when the Rangers don't, easily win. Like, they actually have to work for that win. I love it, man. That was great. And, of course, I also noticed the foreshadowing for the future Beast bot that Nate is going to make. Like, this episode was just really good, man. And the relationship between Devin and his daddy was it was handled really well. Like, I love the fact that his daddy is disappointed in his son for not being able to keep a job, and Devin is hurt by his father being disappointed in him, and he can't really tell his father that he's a Power Ranger right now because of Grid Battle Force and rules and blah blah blah. So I love that, and I love how his team is really, you know, Zoe and Robbie, like, they come in and they support him and stuff. I love it. I love how they've grown as friends and as a team. Like, it's really great. And I really love the end of this episode where Mayor Daniels was on TV, like, minutes after telling his son how disappointed he was in him. Then he's on TV telling the public, oh, the Power Rangers are really great and they're doing great work, and I'm happy about Grid Battle Force, even though I had reservations about them at first. I'm glad Grid Battle Force is here. And to the Power Rangers, we're all very proud of you, right? And then Robbie and Zoe was like, see, your dad is very proud of you. He just doesn't know it. Yeah, like, I love this episode. I really love this episode. I'm tempted to give it a 5 out of 5, but I think I'm going to give it a high 4 out of 5. It's a really good episode. It really is. So, if you're watching this review, what did you think about today's episode of Power Rangers Beast Morphers? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was enough? Let me know in the comments if you would be so kind. Alright, later guys. Jamata.